What's up, everyone? This is time to wrestle with Suplexis. I'm Suplexis, and today I am gonna present my Backlash France, Backlash 2024, Backlash, whatever you wanna call it, review. Now, this show was live from Lyon, France, and the crowd really carried this show. I'll start out with that. Some matches, as we'll see coming up in the review when I discuss them, were less exciting to me than others, but the crowd carried in every single match. One of the best crowds. This goes with Puerto Rico, probably as the best crowd WWE's had. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first match was my match of the night, and it was MFT. Search it up if you want. MFT Tamatonga and Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. I'm saying search it up because it is a naughty word, MFT, in relation to Tamatonga, but they went out there and they destroyed each other all around the arena. And the first half of the match was essentially a double feature, and then they started winding things up. You had a bunch of false finishes in this match, a bunch of times where you thought Tamatonga and Solo of the Bloodline would lose, but they did not in the end, and that was because Tamatonga's brother Tonga Loa got involved and cost the babyfaces the match by pulling the ref out the ring. And right here is my spot of the night. Kevin Owens hitting, so it looks like he's going to do a fisherman suplex. So he picks him up in the fisherman suplex position, then switches it to a brainbuster through that pile of chairs. And that was the spot of the night to me. This was the match of the night. This was like the WrestleMania Night 1 main event, except the spots were much more brutal this time around. And a really good match, a really good way to open Backlash, and the crowd was going wild. And what one other thing I should say, everybody was singing Randy Orton's theme. That was pretty awesome. So I'll move on to the next match now. And this was a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship as Bayley on the right defended against Naomi in the middle and Tiffany Stratton on the left. Now, this match, like the wrestling in general, was good. They had good spots, but it felt a bit too choreographed for me. Like, and that kind of took away from the match. And some spots, like there was one part early on where Bailey had to tell Tiffany Stratton about a spot, and because in NXT since 2021, the people they train, they don't teach them how to call the match like in the middle of it. They don't teach them how to like go by the flow and not like script out every move. So Tiffany does not have that ability, unfortunately, and that really showed here. There's some miscues. Not too many though, not as many as another match coming up, not nearly as much. But this was an alright match. Bailey retained, very predictable. I'm probably not rewatching this again, but yeah, just some choreographing issues. Overall, good match. It is not, maybe not good, okay match, I'd say. And I'm hoping that Bailey in her title reign, she has that feud that solidifies the championship reign. Because this match didn't really hit that third gear. It got like in the middle of second gear, really, because I don't know. I just never got into it. I never thought Bailey was going to lose the title. So that's what I got to say about that match. I'm hoping they have something big planned for her afterwards. So now we are on to the World Heavyweight Championship match, and this saw Damian Priest defending against Jey Uso. Now, this match to me, I was uh, it was slightly hard to predict because it was like, all right, is the bloodline gonna get involved to cost Jimmy the match or Jay the match? And is Judgment Day gonna turn on Damian? But this match really felt like a Raw match. Just slow moves, no big moves throughout the match. I can't say one big spot that got me shocked. Like even the three-way, there's some good-looking spots regardless of the choreographing being evident. But this one, nothing big really happened. The Judgment Day just kind of got involved like they always do, and Damien just kind of retained. During the match, nothing really happened. Afterwards, though, Damian Priest, he started shoving JD and Finn, asking them why they helped. So, to me, where is this going? Suplexis? I'm asking myself that for some weird reason. I think at Clash the Castle, Drew's gonna get his title shot, and Judgment Day, they're finally gonna turn on Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre is gonna win the championship. That's where I think this is going. I thought Judgment Day was gonna turn on him tonight, but that did not happen. And at the Saudi show, I think it'd be cool if Punk got title shot, uh, like returning, and this time Drew screws him over. That'd be a cool story beat for them. But this whole title reign seems really transitional, sadly, for Damian Priest. But this was a slightly disappointing match. More disappointing than the three-way, I'd say. It was as people say nowadays. Eh. So, the next match was my least favorite match of the night. It was the Kabuki Warriors versus Jade and Bianca Belair. I think they said in an interview they called themselves the Power Buff Girls. I don't know. They don't have a tag team name. Maybe that's gonna be it. But this match, to me, the beginning, best part was when Bianca was in there for the most part in the beginning. It was her fighting Kyrie and Asuka. Can't really go wrong with those two pairings. But then Jade comes in. She does pretty good in the beginning. Hits a springboard crossbody. It looked really planned out, but still, it's a good looking move. I was like, oh dang, and Jade's been training, right? I didn't expect this. Like, there's one point she also tagged before that. She hit the only one move and one move twice, like some backbreaker. So that caught me off guard when she did a springboard move. But at the end of the match, everything got really sloppy, and it all started with Jade pinning Kyrie, but the referee being like Kyrie saying she's not legal, and everything kind of went downhill from there. The match got tough to watch in the last few minutes. It was a genuine hard watch. Like, that doesn't happen often to me, especially in WWE. But yeah, it was tough to watch. But Bianca and Jade, regardless, they win the titles in a predictable, very predictable fashion. They win it. Jade, I'll say this, she did a cool looking Jaded at the end, her finishing maneuver. But yeah, it was sloppy this match. I never rewatching this. I never want to rewatch this. Let it be in the past, please, because it was sloppy. So now we are on the main event. It is Sierra Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. This match to me, it, it was it was good, right? The beginning was pretty slow, especially for these two athletes. But yeah, but they're good spots in it. They're pretty good spots. I liked when AJ hit the burning hammer. That was probably my favorite spot. But all it took was one crossroads. Like no other finishers were hit. And this match didn't really enter third gear. Like Cody just hit a crossroads. He won. This feud never got too heated. I thought for sure they were gonna have another match at Saudi Arabia. That does not appear to be the case. And yeah, it kind of sucks because AJ had such good matches with John Cena, and this didn't get to that level. And with the talent in the ring with Cody, uh, admittedly being a better wrestler than John Cena, it should have been a better match, but it was not. And yeah, so I don't know where Cody goes next. Does he fight Logan Paul? No. Does he fight Logan? Wait, LA Knight? No. Does he fight Randy Orton? Probably not. There's not many people on SmackDown for him to fight. So, yeah, I don't, I don't know. My reading on the show, the crowd was amazing throughout every match, like I said in the beginning. This show would probably be a C or a C minus if it weren't for the crowd. Because the crowd, I'll give it a B. This gets a B. It gets 7 out of 10. That's my rating for Backlash France. I hope they come back to France for another show with a better match card and better stories. But the highlight, the talking point for the show was probably Tangaloa debuting in the Bloodline tag match. But but the big interesting thing for the night is this. I got this from DeviantArt, as you could see with the watermark or a copyright thing. Um, WrestleMania 40, the official logo, WrestleMania 41, sorry, and it is going to Allegiant Stadium, the host of SummerSlam 2021 a few years ago, and it is on April 19th and April 20th, and this makes me happy. As I was discussing with Pal Driver, I said, because rumors were Minnesota or Las Vegas, and I've been thinking if they were gonna do Minnesota, it might be Cody versus Rock, right? Because Vegas, they went there for the kickoff event in February, hyped up Roman versus Rock, but then Cody came in and saved WrestleMania, and the rest. But they hyped it up. I think because they're doing Vegas, they're gonna do Roman versus Rock. I am like a solid 85% sure that's happening at that show because they would not book this show in this big city. Like, so many people in my family go to this city. Maybe for different reasons, but regardless, such a big city, they're gonna do Roman versus Rock here. I'm sure of it. And they're gonna do Cody versus Rock at SummerSlam. They're gonna do Roman versus Solo at SummerSlam. And one thing I'm happy about, my mouse just came up on the screen. They have the 41. Like, it's a weird wrestling thing. But from WrestleMania 31 to 39, they did not have the number on it. So, mind you, the WrestleMania 40 logo had like a giant X and L, right? Here it's just a little, but it's still good to me. WrestleMania 41 and Las Vegas, Nevada. Cannot wait. This is not the logo, by the way, the one on the bottom. But I'm very excited, and that's my favorite news of the day, probably. So, Roman versus Rock, let's go. And this has been Suplexis. I hope you've enjoyed my review of Backlash France or Backlash 2024. Have a great night. And once again,